The stock of the day is brought to you by IG, Australia's #1 CFD provider. Trade over 17,000 markets with extended trading hours on key US shares and competitive spreads, all on an award-winning platform. Get started at IG.com.
And the stock of the day is DroneShield. Yesterday we learned the defense contractor locked in a repeat order from the US government for $1.35 million, so $13.5 million, with Shaw Partners saying it will improve its second half 2024 revenue to $41 million, saying that it really de-risks the outlook there. Further, analysts at Shaw Partners say there's growing support for counter-drone legislation, which may expand the company's market opportunities. It also says that the Middle East and Ukraine conflicts are essentially a case study in the evolution of warfare. So the implication there, one would think, is that drones are going to be used and counter-drone demand will rise. This one, I should say, is also for our viewer Dougal, who wrote in about the stock just recently. I think it was yesterday. Shaw Partners has a buy rating on the stock, high risk, with a $1.30 price target. So with my guest, Michael Wayne from Medallion Financial and Kai Chen from MPC Markets, I thought we would do DroneShield today, guys. You know, we've got the backdrop of this escalating tension in the Middle East, sadly, I must say, but DroneShield has been one of the most traded companies this year.
Yep.
Do you like it?
We do like the story. I mean, there's no doubt that recent events overseas, geopolitical issues that are unfolding have really shined a torch on this particular part of the market. Drones really are ubiquitous now across all conflict zones, so it makes sense that any measures that countries or people can take in order to withstand drone attacks, it makes a lot of sense. The thing is, we've seen a very large increase in revenue when looking at DroneShield over the last couple of years. So not only do they have a good story to tell, they're actually out there selling their product at an increasing rate. So the order backlog is huge. The sales pipeline is also very large. It's just whether or not they can keep delivering whilst keeping a check on costs. Because there has been one criticism, it has been that their costs have come in more than expected. But the business itself continues to win new contracts, and that's always a good indication. The fact of the matter is there's going to be more and more money spent on drone protection, and this company sits well and truly within that realm. So they've definitely got a macro tailwind behind them. It's just a matter of them continuing to deliver. They do tend to focus more on the protection against the cheaper type drones that are bought on Google and Amazon and all these kind of places. And that's probably a good area to be, given that a lot of these conflicts are being driven by fairly modest budgets when it comes to these kind of things. So yeah, look, it's a business that we like, but it is very expensive. So we're not buyers of it, and we would like to see, some more information come to light around their cost control coming forward. So going to go a hold on it.
Yeah, because that was my point. I mean, Shaw Partners has a $1.30 price target. Bell Potter also rates it a buy with a $1.35 price target. So the question is, Kai, is the good news, if you believe that's what it is for DroneShield, already priced in?
Yeah, it's a really interesting stock because we picked it up about halfway last year when it was at about 50 cents. And of course, there's a lot of hype and a lot of growth potential for this stock as well. As we mentioned before, the ever evolving war theatre in terms of what we're seeing in Ukraine and the Middle East, it is moving towards drone warfare. And it's kind of interesting because you've got, basically high-tech tanks which cost a lot more, and then cheap drones basically taking them out. Mm-hmm. Counter drones does make sense. So this definitely has, as Michael said, a macro headwind behind it. Tailwind. Yep. Tailwind behind it. And basically, there's a big pipeline that they have, about 1.1 billion sales pipeline that they have there. I think it's just a question of basically whether they can deliver on that. They have done a couple of cap raises. The price of the stock went up to about $2.80, but then they raised capital for $120 million, and it went back down to $1.30. Mm-hmm. But I think all that has kind of played out, and I'm still bullish on this stock. I think it's as said before, high risk stock. It's going to be volatile, but I think there is still growth potential in this stock.
So would you buy it today?
Yes.
That's a buy and a hold for the stock of the day, DroneShield.
The stock of the day was brought to you by IG. Trade over 12,000 shares and ETFs, including major tech giants with extended hours on an award-winning platform. Get started at IG.com.